the end of your Bristol City career, did you always feel it was going to come at this season's conclusion?
I think, yeah, with the lack of games that I've been involved in the last 2 seasons, I was always aware that, you know, if that is on your CV, you're not really going to be getting new contracts. But, you know, I played a lot of games with the 21s, but obviously it's not the same as playing in the first team games. You know, I'd like to have been involved more. I felt like I could have been involved more. But for whatever reasons, it wasn't meant to be. Or for whatever reasons, I weren't involved. So I think in the end, yeah, you can. I could see why you know, I wouldn't have been offered something else.
A sad day for you?
Do you know what? If you would have said it to me, like I said, 2 years ago, when I was playing and averaging sort of 40, 41 games a season, something, I'd have said yeah. But it's like it's been a steady process over the last 2 years. That, you know, the lack of involvement, you know, it hasn't come as a shock. But sad day as in leaving the football club, yeah.
Remember the tears at Burnley 2 years ago? You felt that might be the end. To get those extra 2 seasons, to get the record, that must have been something really special to you.
Yeah, very much so. You know, it was brought up a lot to me, so it was in the back of my mind. Even though I, you know, didn't try focus on it, and even though you know, I've never appreciated it or understood it, if you know what I mean. Because whilst you're still playing, you don't. You know, now it's over here, and you know, you're just driving around the city or with your family. I think you know, when people speaking to me, I do appreciate it more now. You know, and I take the adulation off people and the congratulations off people more than I did before. But even still, I've always said, you know, I was lucky enough to do what I love doing, where I love doing it. And that was here. So for me, you know, the record and things like that is just a bonus. You know, it is, you know, it's not something that, you know, I look at and blow my own trumpet and keep talking about. You know, is something that has come with it that, you know, probably will and may go down in history, whatever. But as for me as a person, you know, I don't take acceptance too well, but it is something that I'm, you know, very proud of.
John Atto, he scored 5 goals in 6 games for England. He's got a stand named after him. The supporters want to build a statue to his name. He's folklore as a Bristol City player. You've eclipsed that record.
Yeah, I think the other stuff that you added with it, though, is, you know, why he is held in such high regard. You know, playing for England, you know, I think we said before, my Scotland under 21 cap don't quite measure up to that. And, you know, his goals for England and his goals for the club here, you know, he deserved, he's got a stand named after him. And he'll deservedly have a statue built in memory of him and everything. And I think rightly so with what he has done for the football club and, you know, his England career.
Do you think the record will ever be beaten? A lot of people have said it won't.
You never know. I think, like me personally, I think clubs have got to go back to, you know, community football clubs and bringing players through and making sure players are good enough. So if that is the case, and at some point you're bringing players through and playing in the top flight, you know, there's no reason why it shouldn't. But at the moment, this day and age in football, you know, probably not for a while now.
Go back right to the start, that debut at York City. Do you remember it like it was yesterday, or do you struggle to go back that far?
Well, I genuinely don't remember too much from my career, but that is, you know, a 2-day period in my life that I can remember, you know, all of it throughout, from being taken off in the reserve team game in midweek against Ipswich whilst playing at Clevedon. You know, and thinking, why have I been brought off? I thought I'd done all right. To then the Friday being told to go and ring your parents to get your tracksuit brought down because you're travelling. Sitting on the back of the bus with Gary Hours, Martin Cole, Mark Shell, Rob Edwards, to then going in a team meeting on the Saturday morning and being named in the team. And for me personally, I think that was the best way to do it. I didn't have time to think about it. Didn't have time to worry about it at night. You know, I had a normal sleep and everything. And then straight into the game, and first away win of the season, clean sheet, playing wing back, not a position I like, but and I think getting cramp on about 75 minutes. So in all, you know, I remember there being 3,500 away at York and running out the tunnel, the noise, it just felt like 80,000. It was just something different, and it's something that has lived with me forever, that I could have, you know, a dodgy warm-up or not feel great before a game, and you know, every time I run out that tunnel and hear the noise, it's like someone just gives you that little shot of adrenaline and, you know, you're ready to go.
A couple of years later, the promotion under John Ward. What was it like to play in that team? Because really, you were home and hosed pretty early that season, weren't you?
Yeah, we were. You know, we had gone on a great run, I think, just before Christmas, and then unfortunately lost Sean Gerter in the transfer window. That, you know, probably didn't help us. You know, missing out on actually being champions. But all in all, yeah, a great season, and learned a lot from that year with John Ward. It was a shame he couldn't stay in the end. He was sacked, whatever. But all in all, learnt a lot from him. You know, just an excellent, you know, football team, especially at the level that we were at, and to be a young lad playing, and it was just, you know, it's something that older pros said to you at the time, cherish it because it don't come along often, and you know, a young lad, you don't really listen, and you think, nah, this can happen every year, but you know, unfortunately it didn't, and it doesn't. But yeah, again, great memories of you know, an excellent team.
Your first goal, remember it well?
Yeah, I remember it well because I think it was was it Buster? No, it wasn't Buster, it was Ken. Your father-in-law had gone to all my previous 250 games, travelled with us on the coach, made our teas and helped us out with food. And you know, the one game he missed, one time he was on holiday, I had scored in, it was a Swansea away, Brian Tino in corner, near post header. And yeah, again, just, you know, you do go up expecting to score and expecting to get something on it, but you know, after 250 games I think that was my first season of going up for set pieces, was you know, when it finally did go and the lads mobbed me and so on and so on. But yeah, I didn't really know how to celebrate or what to do.